Besides sending the police, you might want to send an ambulance or a hearse.
Hello, Billy Ho, once again. Content all week long for the Masters. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate you, all the new subscribers. Shout out to everybody. You really stepping your game up for me. So I'm trying to step up for you and put out some more unique content other than my two regular shows that I normally do for PGA weeks. I'm trying to work in some Yahoo. I did a show about Pete Dye models. I did a show about Yahoo pricing. Now, this show is going to be unique, as in tee times and pairings are out. That's the big news of the day. That's what everybody's going to be talking about. Who's paired with who? What time are we going off? What's the weather look like? Are there any advantages to be had? So we're going to get into all of that in just a second. But the five things: subscribe, 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 like. Check out the article, hit that Discord, join the contest, win some money. Top three paid this time around. So get that done. So now we're going to get into weather and take a look at that right now. All right. Now, the weather is starting to move out. Thursday looks good for everybody. I believe we're hearing that in all the podcasts today. So there's not going to be anybody really super affected by rain as far as Thursday goes. The course is still going to be soft because I believe it rained a little bit yesterday. So I still think you'll see a fairly softish course, but it'll play more to the true Augusta, I believe, on Thursday than any other day. It's going to be a good day for scoring because, as you can see, even though it might look a little gusty in the AM, the sustained winds are going to be just very, very minimal. So that's always a good thing. So it's moving farther into the future, like I said in the previous video, because it was going to be raining here in the PM right in the middle of the wave, but now it's pushing out. So I don't know if it's going to be pushing further, but there is so much rain in the forecast for Friday and Saturday. I don't see how it could be pushed completely out. But the harsher stuff might be pushed a little bit later to Friday night. I don't know. But we're going to go on as of today when we're doing this video. If this is what we're looking at, and this is the weather that we see a little bit heavier rain in the PM, a little bit heavier winds, a little bit gustier winds in the PM. That's the model we're going to go off of. So, somewhere around 2 p.m. Friday, the rain is going to pick up. Somewhere in here, we're going to we go from 0.4 to 0.8, and the temperature spikes a little bit and then it plummets. You can see how it spikes to 72 and drops to 59, and then we're going to 0.8, 0.9, 0.2, 0.25. That's heavier rains, which is later on at night. That's what's pushing out. It shouldn't affect, but it's going to affect the guys going off like late in the afternoon. Most is what I see. So that's what we're going to look at. And actually, the top dogs and favorite TV rating players are all going out late Friday, or not all, but some of them are. So, and also there might be a slight chance for some thunderstorms Friday afternoon. So that could potentially lead to stoppages in play. Maybe. I don't know, but this is just an angle and it's just a video to give you guys an idea on a possible angle. You can go back and watch this video again Wednesday afternoon if you're starting to see the similar to the same things, or you can just maybe make adjustments accordingly if it doesn't work out that way. Because Saturday and Sunday are really rough looking. You can see the wind is going to be up in the 10 to 12 to 14 range all weekend. The rain's going to cease by Sunday, but you're still going to have wind and a little bit of gusty conditions. So, and it's going to be cold. It's going to drop into the 50s, and it actually 48, 50s. And then it does climb late Sunday afternoon. I imagine leading into Monday is when they're going to start seeing regular temperatures, 60s, from there. So that's what we're looking at. Now we're going to look at tee times. I added this to the article just so I'd have something to go off of. And I'm skipping Thursday. These are Friday tee times. Thursday, I feel like it's an even playing field for everybody. The wind's pretty much the same all day. And it's really different. We go off of everybody goes off number one. So there's no split tees. so we don't have to worry about that. So that's why you're going to see, and I believe there is zero break, right? So there's no wave splits technically. But since we're going off of AM, you start at 8 a.m. and you're going to last group is going to be 2 p.m. So you still have wave, you still have AM, PM, but you don't have that like 2 hour gap in between the AM and the PM guys. So the afternoon wave will start somewhere, I believe, at I don't know exactly when it does flip, but anyway, I've highlighted in bold some of the players that we're going to talk about here. So tee times AM Friday. That's what I'm focusing on. Going off the AM, there are a bunch of guys that spark my interest. Guys like Harold Varner III, Tom Hoagie, Siwoo Kim, all tee off around 9 a.m. They are guys who are pretty aggressive with the irons. So I think that they will fire at pins if they're given the opportunity. I know Siwoo ain't scared. He's he's in it to win it. So I kind of dig that about him, and he might sink you if he's off his game. If his driver fails him, then we're definitely in trouble. But he's been driving the ball pretty well recently, so I feel pretty good about that. Jason Day's down here, and I think he's in a good tee draw to avoid any poor weather. He's a guy that's just been playing all around good. He's a little bit too highly owned for my taste, so I'm probably going to let him beat me, and I'm probably going to hope that the cold weather over the weekend stiffens that back up. Neiman's another guy that's kind of a wild card, but he's really good at dialing in the irons, so I'm going to give him a closer look. And these are some favorite pairings right here. That's why I highlighted everybody. I mean, DJ, Corey Connors, Justin Rose, all guys. Rose to the lesser extent, but he's still a good all-around player, good short game. But Corey Connors can dial it in. We saw that at Valero, sticking it tight. Dustin Johnson is just, Dustin Johnson, to me, this could be an opportunity for him to play in the even conditions and have a good round on Thursday and then take advantage of the lighter winds. That's what I like about this AM time slot right now, because you're seeing 8 a.m. tee offs and you're seeing minimal wind until the afternoon. So if you're getting 2-3 mile an hour winds, 5-7 mile an hour winds your entire round, then you're getting a bit of an advantage over somebody that's going to be dealing with 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. So Dustin could have an opportunity to lead this tournament over the weekend if he plays his cards right. If he can take advantage of that. There's other guys, Scotty Tuhati. He's another guy that could have a lead going into the weekend. Scotty, I don't know. I'm not big on Tom Kim. He just fell into this range with Rory. But I'm digging Rory in the same ilk as in guys that can throw darts. Rory can play. He actually does excel pretty good on a wet course. So I dig that about him. Tony Finau, Jordan Spieth are all guys I'm good with in this range. They're all guys that I like. I made a big long list, and some of these guys correlate with that Pete Dye model thing. So I'm kind of digging that. I did say I was a little less bullish on Kawa because of the weekend and the cold and poor conditions. But of course, with Rory, Spieth, Finau, all those guys are popular anyway. But I don't see any problems with that. So as we move down here into the PM Friday tee times, and I'm not saying that these guys are out, not by a long shot, because the actual, even if it did exactly this, it's just slightly worse conditions than they're playing in early in the day. It's just that's just a slight advantage I see. So what we're looking at here, like guys like Patrick Reed, I'm not big on actually Svensson. He might be all right, but he's a debutant, so I'm a little afraid of him, especially with the putting and whatnot. Excuse me. Liquids. All right, but the Gala, I'm not really digging those guys, but Lowry I've already talked about in previous videos. I think he's built for these conditions over the weekend. And he's been playing really well. He had a third place finish last year. He knows how to play this course. He does have a little bit of that right to left ball flight in him. So like he does well at Honda and places like that. He's a Pete Dye guy. So he checks a lot of boxes for me. But getting down here, I'm a little less bullish on Tiger, although I thought he might make the cut. Hovland and Xander are good to me. Kitayama, I don't mind some Kitayama, even though he's a newbie. Cantlay, I'm a little less bullish on with his. I don't dig him in tougher conditions, but like Thomas, Rom, Cam, those guys, maybe Sungjae, no. But actually, we'll go back and finish it off with this pairings that I like. The favorite pairing is probably the Dustin Johnson, Corey Connors, Justin Rose group. I think that's a good, even keel group of guys. The Canadian, the American DGAF, DJ, laid back swagger guy that's kind of cool. Corey Connors just came off his win. Canadian, hey, oh my bad, sorry about that, and then Justin Rose has always been the kind of laid back, soft, not soft as in he's a pussy or nothing, but just kind of a nice guy. So I think that's a good group of guys that could feed off of each other. The next one that I thought might be pretty good is this Spieth, Jordan Spieth, Fleetwood, and Finau group. I think that they could all feed off of each other with their own deficiencies. Like Tony Finau just hits the ball really well off the tee, and sometimes Jordan Spieth doesn't. Tommy Fleetwood is great off the tee, so maybe they'll bleed into each other, and Spieth can putt around Augusta and chip, so maybe he helps Fleetwood and Tony, so they just kind of feed off each other. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I just kind of feel like it. Anyway, that, and then the pairings, most of the pairings that pairings I don't like. Most of them were fine, but I wasn't 100% sure on this one pairing, and I believe it was the Matthew Fitzpatrick, Willie Z grouping with Morikawa. But like I said, I'm out on Willie Z already because I don't think he's got the swing in order. I did say I was a down tick slightly on Morikawa. I don't know that I'll full fade, but the conditions over the weekend, and Matthew Fitz been struggling a little bit with his own neck issue. So that's kind of where I landed on that. So to sum it up, it's just an option, wave stacks. I just wanted to get it out there and talk about it a little bit, so we'll know. But everything could change by Wednesday night when I finalize lineups and everything. So, but I do like the early birds on Friday regardless, because I still think that that's going to be your best playing conditions on all day Friday, and giving all things being equal Thursday, give me the AM Friday guys. And they're the guys that aren't going to be having like the major cut sweats either going into the afternoon, where you're like that guy that's one shot off the cut line with 4 holes to play. And you're like, okay, 60% of the guys make the cut and I'm not making the cut. That's kind of weak. So anyway, it might be the last chance. Actually, that Friday morning might be the last chance they have to do any scoring majorly over the weekend. Scoring could dip. Even par might be all right. 1 or 2 birdies here or there. So we'll see what happens. Enjoy the Masters. I don't believe I'll be putting out any more content unless something bites me tomorrow or I see any major changes. So enjoy the Masters. Good luck. I hope you win lots of money. Just don't take any from me. And until the next video, see you soon. Thanks again.